Alexander Isak is still on Arsenal's radar while Jobe Bellingham's future plans are revealed, and more. This is all the latest news with Now Arsenal. First up, as we all look forward to Sunday's huge FA Cup tie against Manchester United, in which Arsenal will try to make up for Tuesday's disaster against Newcastle, we have some hot news for you on one of the main protagonists at the Emirates the other day, Alexander Isak. According to reports, Arsenal are set to reignite their interest in a possible move for the Newcastle United star, but despite pleas from the fans, a deal will not be done until the summer, if at all. Arsenal are understood to have had a long-standing interest in the Magpies talisman, dating back to before his move to the Premier League, when he played for Spanish side Real Sociedad. While a move never materialised, the Gunners' rumoured interest in the Sweden international has never waned, and now, according to a new report, Arsenal could be set to revisit the matter this year, news that will be welcomed by supporters amid the club's recent struggles. The Daily Mail reported that Arsenal are likely to revive their interest in Alexander Isak at the end of the season. There was an interest in Isak last summer, but it quickly emerged that persuading Newcastle to part with the player would cost upwards of £100 million. Sources insist that following a relatively economical summer window, Arsenal are not opposed to reaching those financial levels again, having signed Declan Rice 18 months ago, though it is likely they would need to be creative in the market to land their second £100 million player. At a time when fans are desperate for Arsenal to bring in attacking reinforcements after injuries and poor form saw their performances stagnate and their goal-scoring slump, this news is likely to be met with mixed reactions from supporters. Fans are desperate for the club to make a move for a new winger or striker this month, and news of a renewed interest in Isak, who scored 34 goals in the last season and a half, will excite the faithful, but many will wonder if waiting until the summer will prove too costly on the pitch. All in all, there have been a number of names linked with the club. Wolves' Matheus Cunha, Sociedad's Take Kubo, and PSG's Kang-in Lee have all been mentioned, but no concrete offers have been made by the Gunners. The other big news is that of Jobe Bellingham's brother Jobe, who has also been on Arsenal's radar recently. The Sunderland midfielder has reportedly decided to commit his future to the Championship club, despite growing interest from Arsenal during the January window. With Thomas Partey and Jorginho set to become free agents in the summer, Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta is looking to bolster his midfield and attacking options ahead of the crucial second half of the season. Having already added the likes of Declan Rice, Kai Havertz and Mikel Merino to their midfield ranks, the Gunners are now turning their attention to younger talent in a bid to secure long-term depth and quality in their squad. And, well, Jobe Bellingham ticks a lot of boxes in that regard. The 18-year-old has been instrumental in Sunderland's campaign, starting 22 Championship games and contributing 4 goals and 3 assists. His performances have been a driving force behind Sunderland's 4th place position and continued push for Premier League promotion. Their valuation of Bellingham has risen to £20 million, a significant increase on the £1.5 million they paid Birmingham City for his services in July 2023. Arsenal, Manchester United and Crystal Palace have all scouted the young midfielder extensively and see him as a potential star of the future and a candidate for senior international duty. However, despite all the attention, The Sun reports that Bellingham has no plans to leave Sunderland in January. The midfielder is said to be considering a move to a top European club this summer, following in the footsteps of his older brother Jobe Bellingham. Jobe moved from Birmingham to Borussia Dortmund before securing a high-profile move to Real Madrid, where he won La Liga and the Champions League in his debut season. While Jobe Bellingham has remained tight-lipped about his future, some comments suggest he's happy in Sunderland and values his connection with the club's supporters. Speaking after the win over Swansea, Bellingham expressed his gratitude for the support he has received. "I try and calm myself down most of the time, to be honest with you, but when I score, I just seem to lose it, especially when it's in front of the away fans and the manner of the win. They're unbelievable moments, and that's why you play football. The support we get is second to none in the country. I think they're the best in the country," Jobe said, thanking fans for their support. And continuing with the slightly worrying news, Arsenal may find it difficult to sign another top target, Nico Williams. In a season that has proved surprisingly challenging in terms of injuries and key players dropping out of form at key moments, Arsenal will be looking to refresh their squad, and that means bringing in a new offensive player. However, there are some doubts as to whether Nico will be the perfect choice. The Spain international, who scored in the Euros final against England, has emerged as manager Mikel Arteta's first choice for right flank reinforcements. Williams has a release clause of around £50 million, which Arsenal could potentially activate in January. However, there are doubts over whether the player would leave Bilbao in the middle of a season. If that's not enough, reports suggest that even a summer move for Williams could prove complicated. The winger is said to be demanding wages in excess of £300,000 per week, making him one of the highest earners in Europe. His current tax-friendly deal in Spain further complicates negotiations, as a move to the Premier League would require a significant increase in gross earnings. Barcelona are also said to be monitoring the situation, but their financial constraints could leave Arsenal or another English club as the frontrunners. Despite their interest, the Gunners may delay any significant moves until the summer, when they expect to have greater financial flexibility while adhering to profit and sustainability rules. For now, Arteta faces the challenge of finding solutions within his current squad to maintain Arsenal's push for success across multiple competitions. Whether or not the Gunners can secure reinforcements, their ability to bounce back will determine the course of their season. When it comes to the exit moves, we can find some movement there as well. Arsenal are reportedly open to the departure of Ukrainian left-back Alexander Zinchenko before the January transfer window closes, with Serie A champions Inter Milan expressing interest in the versatile defender. According to The Sun, the Nerazzurri are preparing a formal bid for the 28-year-old, with Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta said to be open-minded about allowing Zinchenko to leave. The left-back joined Arsenal in the summer of 2022 from Manchester City in a deal worth £35 million. Initially a key figure in Arteta's side, the Ukrainian has found his playing time increasingly limited this season. The arrivals of Jurriën Timber and Riccardo Calafiori have added competition for places in the Arsenal defence, while academy graduate Miles Lewis-Skelly has also emerged as a viable option. In addition, Zinchenko has often been overlooked in favour of Takahiro Tomiyasu, who is seen as a more defensive option in big games. This shift in selection has raised questions about Zinchenko's long-term role at the Emirates. In November, former Premier League scout Mick Brown suggested that Zinchenko could be on the list of players Arsenal could consider selling. Speaking to the Football Insider, Brown revealed that Arsenal could cash in on the Ukrainian in order to streamline their squad and free up funds for reinvestment. There are 3 players at the club they'd be looking to sell, Brown said. That's Gabriel Jesus, Zinchenko and Kieran Tierney. They're not in the manager's plans. When it comes to sales, you have to look at who your assets are. And when a quality player leaves, you have to replace him with an even better one, and that's exactly what Arsenal are planning to do, with their sights set on one of the best left-backs in the world, Theo Hernandez. According to The Sun, the Gunners could make a move for Hernandez if the opportunity arises. Despite having a reputation as one of the best in the business and undoubtedly the best in Milan, Hernandez's position has become less secure after a rocky start to the season under former manager Paulo Fonseca. The 27-year-old has only started 11 of the Nerazzurri's 17 Serie A games this term, but was dropped for the Genoa game and relegated to the bench for the win over Hellas Verona. Adding to the uncertainty is the fact that Hernandez is entering the final 18 months of his contract, which runs until 2026. According to reports in Italy, negotiations to extend his deal have stalled, leading to speculation that the Milan could cash in on the left-back. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta is said to be an admirer of Hernandez and has been closely monitoring the situation. Journalist Graham Bailey has previously reported that Arsenal have been in regular contact with Hernandez about his availability and could make a concrete approach as early as January or next summer. Hernandez, who is valued at around £41 million by Transfer Market, has been a key figure for the French national team, and now Arsenal understands, Bundesliga leaders Bayern Munich and Premier League giants Chelsea and Manchester City are also said to be tracking the Frenchman, setting up a competitive race with Arsenal for his signature. And with all that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe to Now Arsenal and check more information on our media channels, the now.arsenal.com website, and our socials across Instagram, Twitter and Facebook you can find in the description below. Thank you for watching and see you on the next video when we bring you more news on Arsenal Football Club.